It's quite the find. Hello friends, and welcome back to Crow's Thrifty Finds. My name is Melanie. So for this week's video, we are going to be talking about CDs. Believe it or not, CDs can be a great pickup, and there's something that you typically see for very cheap, sometimes 25 cents if you're at a garage sale, or, if you're at Goodwill or Salvation Army, usually they're around $1. So we're going to talk about good CDs that are bolos to pick up. For anybody that doesn't know, bolo means be on the lookout. So these are CDs you want to be on the lookout for. But first, I wanted to show you one thing, just because it's fun. Talk about the find of the week. So the find of this week, it's just weird. And I grew up in the 90s, and this came from the 90s, and I do not remember seeing this. So let's take a look at the weirdness that I found. So Magic Trolls Babies. Creepy AF, right? But this thing is, I think it may be used, but in like new condition, and they put it back in the box. It does have all her accessories, so I think it'll still command a pretty decent dollar. If I had to guess, in the 30s. So it's not this super valuable find of the week, but sometimes the find of the week is the find of the week because it's creepy AF, right? So we gotta show all the fun finds, right? So that was the find of the week. So keep your eyes open for that weirdness. They do sell on eBay, so there's a collector's market of some kind. People do like trolls. I think they're kind of making a little bit of a comeback, maybe from those newer troll movies. I don't know. But anyway, let's talk music, because that's what this week's video is about. So let's get into that list without further ado. First off, we have Michael Rabin. I might have pronounced his last name wrong. I apologize if I did. I believe he's some type of violinist, some type of classical musician. But as you can see, his CD set here sells for $212. Now, this is new, and I did see previously owned ones kind of at half that price. There are some CDs that are best purchased and you get your best value for getting them new, and maybe the used value isn't at 50% like other items. But yeah, this one is maybe more rare, and that's why it's got that 50% value on the used. But yeah, definitely be on the lookout for Michael Rabin CDs. Next, I want to just give a general heads up about this band when it comes to CDs. Grateful Dead. Look for Grateful Dead CDs. There are many, many, many that are valuable. So I'm singling out this one box set, but there are more. And yeah, there are a lot of Grateful Dead CDs and CD sets that are worth picking up. Box sets in general, when you see box sets of, any band CDs, it's worth looking up because there are a lot of really valuable box sets. And I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. But this one is Spring of 1990 Grateful Dead box set. And as you can see, this sold for $825. OMG. That is a really, really good payday. So definitely be on the lookout for Grateful Dead box sets in general. This one I'm just using as an example. But yes, Grateful Dead CDs are money. Next, we have another box set. Now, these are called long boxes. This was kind of a trendy thing for a little while. And I've noticed that many long boxes sell for really good money. So I'm going to show you an example of a couple of them here. So this is Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction. And this one sold for $1,400 previously owned. So that is amazing. So you definitely want to be on the lookout for that long box, should you be so fortunate to find one. Next, another long box to be on the lookout for. Very classic album. This may be sort of a no-brainer, but Nirvana, Nevermind, $2,499. Wowza. And of course, Nirvana generates collectability, we all know, or at least I'm sure if you're a seasoned reseller, you know that. There's a lot of really good types of Nirvana stuff out there. Just the Nirvana Nevermind CD, if you can find it new, it sells for $450 new, as you can see here. Now, this is one of those CDs that used, you are not going to get that same value at all, you know, because so many people had this album, but it is rare to find Nirvana Nevermind new and unwrapped. So if you are so fortunate to see one new out in the wild, definitely pick that up. Next, this is a score from Lord of the Rings. And this sold for $150 used. So there's definitely a collector's market for Lord of the Rings stuff as well. Lord of the Rings is, of course, very popular. So this is definitely a CD set to be on the lookout for. The next CD here is a singular CD. And it's going to be kind of a setup here that I'm going to, generalize these types of CDs. I would be on the lookout for Nintendo game soundtracks, video game soundtracks. Just be on the lookout for them in general. So this particular one I'm highlighting is Donkey Kong Country 2 soundtrack. This sold used for $600, but there were others. There were other variations of this, of Donkey Kong and other Nintendo games. So I'm just leaving that to you that, in general, if you see Nintendo game soundtracks, definitely look those up to see if they're worth picking up. In many cases, they are. Next, we have Morgan Wallen. He's pretty popular. And this album here is his EP album. So this is a short album with like 5 songs on it. It's called Stand Alone. If you can find this album, I'm not sure how rare it is, but this EP that was new sold for $350. So my guess is this isn't something you're going to find everywhere, but these things are out there. So you got to know, right? Just in case. And yet there's a lot of Morgan Wallen fans out. He's super, super trendy right now. So people like him. And yeah, if you find that EP, there's a lot of folks that want it. Next is our old friend Mariah Carey. Love Mariah Carey. Don't know this song, though. I was a bigger Mariah Carey fan back in the 90s, but this is a CD single. Could have been, from the 90s or early 2000s, back when CD singles were a thing. But this is a song called The Roof. And this single sold for $444. So all that's on this CD is 1 or 2 songs. There possibly is like sort of a B-side, I'm not sure. But yeah, 1 or 2 songs, $444. And I saw more than one of these sell for that. I try to make sure that they're definitely legit sales that I'm putting out there to you guys and not money laundering or anything like that. But I did see multiple of these that sold in this price range. So should you see Mariah Carey, The Roof, CD single, definitely pick it up. And I can just see something like that going for $250 in somebody's garage. I can just see it. So yeah, definitely be looking out for that. And I just kind of want to give you all a heads up that even if they're common CDs that are not super rare, certain bands, when you can lot them up, they can sell for good money. Now, the next CD lot that I'm showing you is something that I actually sold. Not this exact one, but my husband brought home a bunch of CDs one day from a Curb Alert, and I grouped up all the Beatles CDs that were in there, and I sold them for a good amount of money. I don't remember exactly how much, but it was definitely worth it. But you can see here for this example, this lot of Beatles CDs. Now, these are not particularly rare or uncommon CDs. These are just regular Beatles albums, 19 CDs for $96. So there are people that will still pay good money just for a group of CDs from a singular band. So you find a bunch of Beatles CDs for $250 and can turn them over for $96. That's pretty awesome as far as I'm concerned. That's the magic of reselling, I like to say. Another lot from another band that's good to look for in general, and there's some rare albums from this band too that command some really good money, but Insane Clown Posse. I have mentioned them in other videos. Collectible stuff. People want Insane Clown Posse stuff. And this lot you can see was 14 CDs. sold for $125. ICP has put out quite a lot of stuff, and a lot of it is worth looking up, getting. Definitely worth a quick search on eBay for sure. And then look, we have here a lot of, now that's what I call music CDs. I'm sure many of you are familiar with those. You get a bunch of those, just start a collection. You know, you can just start picking them up, you know, when you see them for little amounts of money. If you get a really, really good amount, I mean, this is a large lot, but it's sold for $392.40. So if you're getting CDs for really cheap, look at that money you can make from those. Obviously, you know, I think this is possibly the whole collection of them, so that would take a while to collect. But I would imagine even if you got half of those, you know, you could probably sell them for half as much. But that's just my best guess. But, you know, there's just some magic in certain CDs that you can lot together and make some good money. So that's going to complete the video for today. I hope you all learned some new things to look out for. So just remember, look out for Grateful Dead, look out for long box sets. You know, don't doubt the power of just an individual popular band that you can just lot together a lot of CDs for. There's all kinds of very valuable CDs out there. So if you have some time, definitely worth looking up CDs. They are not all worthless by any means, but a lot of the times you can get them for super cheap. So yeah, hopefully this list was helpful. And again, don't forget to like this video if you haven't already. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And one more time, my name is Melanie. This channel's name is Crow's Thrifty Finds, and I'll see you next week.